The story of the Niarbs. When I was teaching middle school, I saw students who had given up and wouldn't try, and I knew it was because of their mindset and implicit theories of intelligence. I knew they could learn and grow, but that wasn't enough. They had to understand how their minds work and know that they could learn and grow, or it wouldn't happen. I wanted a way to make learning about this fun and engaging. Thus were born the Niarps. On the first day of school, I would ask for volunteers, and we would act out this as a skit as I read it aloud, which is great fun with middle schoolers. Then we would talk through some questions. How did NT behave at the beginning of the story? What about after he read the sign? How did Plessy behave? How is Stary different? Which Niarb do you think had the best way of responding, and why? The kids did a great job with this. Then we came to interpreting the meaning of the story and what everything represents. We had the Niarb tribe, marbles, the Marble Olympics, NT, Plessy, and Stary to talk about. The Niarb tribe represents us. Niarb is brain spelled backwards. I was pretty proud of that when I came up with it, let me tell you. The marbles represent intelligence. Get it? Like she's really losing her marbles? I crack myself up. The Marble Olympics then are basically any big school task. It could be a test, iLearn, a big project, whatever. It will require more marbles than you currently have. Entity is an entity theorist. He thinks intelligence is something you either have or you don't, and he's got it. Well, at least he thought he did anyway. Plessy is the helpless student. She thinks, like NT, that intelligence is something that you either have or you don't. But she thinks she doesn't, so she spends her time being sad and hiding. Stary, though, is our mastery-oriented thinker. Instead of thinking about what he has, he just focuses on picking up more marbles as he goes. The other two see him and change their ways, and all live happily ever after. From there, I would talk with my kids about how Stary was right, and that none of us are born knowing math. We all have learned everything that we know, and about how speed doesn't matter. We compare the learning process to babies learning to walk, and that mistakes are just part of the process, and that in the end, no one cares if you walked at 10 months or 14 months. I then have some follow-up activities to go along with this story. I'll post them next in the module. Sometimes I would do them with all the kids, or sometimes in my math lab class, as it held the greatest number of helpless kids. We would reference back to this when the kids used negative self-talk regarding math. It was a nice way to set up for a great year.